Hey, what is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Well, last week on the channel on Saturday, what I wanted to do is I went ahead and I made a video that basically went over all of the calls that I made the previous week. I basically highlighted a lot of the different plays that I talked about, and I went over the gains and losses that me and my Patreon members did make. Well, this is a way for me to really be able to show you guys what some of the trade, the results that I have are, because it is easy for me to make these videos and just tell you what I'm doing, but whenever I can go in and actually show you some numbers and show you the different gains I'm making, I know that does allow me, for myself personally, to provide even more credibility so you guys can actually trust the information I'm giving you, and it kind of allows me to be able to somewhat prove myself in a way. But it also does, if you've ever been interested in joining my Patreon and joining the Discord, this will allow you to see some of the trades that we have made, see some of the gains that we have made, to then further educate you to see, okay, is this the type of decision that you want to make to join the Discord, join the Patreon, etc. So if you are interested in joining the Patreon, again, the link is always down in the description below. We are currently running out of spots on both of these, or we're past halfway on this one and coming up on halfway on this one. We already ran out of spots in the bronze, so these spots are moving very, very fast. So if this is something you would be interested in, I would definitely recommend it. I really do believe that me and my team of investors, we come up with some pretty fantastic ideas. We do some education in there. We'll put some of our trades in there, and it's an overall amazing community of over 200 people now, and it is really an awesome opportunity for everyone involved. Now, if you are looking to start your own investment journey, if you're all looking to expand out into a new brokerage, Webull just started adding some OTC stocks. They just added crypto, and they've been making major adjustments. Now, if you do sign up and deposit $100 or more, you can get 2 free stocks valued up to $1,850. Absolutely insane. That is a phenomenal deal, and this is a phenomenal brokerage. So I did go ahead and I have it pulled up here, and I'll just show you guys a little bit. I don't want to show too much, as of course the DD and the research is specifically for my Patreon members, but I just want to show you that I do have a Discord, I do have a Patreon, and that all of these calls are actually real, and I'm not just making up different trades, right? But what I did go ahead and do is, without all the DD and research, is I did just put all of the stock ticker symbols and the numbers in, just to show you all how the week did go, because I think it's important for me to be transparent and to show you, look, I got winners, I had losers, and be honest on the percentages that we are getting. Because there are some YouTubers who'll be out here saying, yeah, we got hundreds and thousands of percentages and gains this week, but they'll never talk about what stocks they actually traded. They'll actually never talk about what they did or give proof. And so I feel like it'd be important to really just show some of these different ticker symbols. You can do it yourself. The majority of these different calls were on Saturday, so I'm basing a lot of these numbers off closing on Friday, and you can check it and fact check all this information for me, just in case I did miss anything. But of course, I do have some winners and I do have some losers. I'm not perfect. Me and my trading team, we are not perfect. We do have some mess-ups. We have some moments where we'll think a stock's going to do well and it does not, and that is the name of the game. But I do think it is just as important for me to share my losers as it is for me to show the winners as well. So this is going to be separated by ticker symbol, price at call, price at the end of week, and percentage gain. Now, again, the majority of these calls were made on Saturday or Sunday of last week, and so I am basing the price at call on what the closing price was on Friday, and then the price at the end of the week is going to be what the closing price was at the end of this week, of course, which is going to be yesterday. So just starting off, we're going to go from smallest to biggest and just check out some of these different trades we did make. So of course, we do have Johnson & Johnson. This is the lowest percentage gainer that we had this week, and it was only a gain of about 1.30%. It was at $164.45. It went up about $2.13 up to $166.58. So that represented a growth of about 1.30%. And if you are a long-term investor, that is honestly not a bad percentage gain in a week, but it definitely could have been better. Next up, we do have JAGX. Now, this is one that was struggling over the last couple of weeks, and I actually did put in the Discord, I'm like, this is the last week that I'm really looking to see this thing start to make some green upward momentum. I was like, if it starts to go green, then we'll stick in it, but if it stays red, we might cut losses and find other places to go. Good thing, gladly, it did start to see a bit of a turnaround. We saw it gain about 5% from the time I made this call to the time that it is now, and I'm very excited to see JAGX doing better. Next up, we do have one of our more speculative plays that we had in the Discord, and that was going to be with BIOL. Now, at the time of the call, it was at about $1.21. It went up about 8 cents, which represented growth of about 6%, which was a absolutely fantastic week for this company. This is one we've traded every single week. We've seen gains between 6 to 11% over the last couple of weeks. We've been going in and out on this one, and so it is nice to continue to see those gains as we are making trades on it. Next up on the list, we have TTOO. Now, this is going to be right in the middle. This is about one of the middle trades that we did have that did pretty dang on well. About 6.77% return on this week was not bad whatsoever, and I know a lot of my Patreon members actually did get in on this one, so being able to realize nearly 7% gains in a week is 100% worth it and definitely not bad at all. Well, now we're going to start getting into some of the bigger gainers, the double-digit gainers, and then even the triple-digit gainers. So next up, we do have Life. Now, this is one more speculative play on my part. This is one that I let them know was a little bit more risky, but I did think it had some good momentum. Well, overall, it went from 554 up to 623, and that represented growth of about 12.45%. So you definitely cannot complain about a growth of over double digits in a trading, and a span of 5 trading days. Next up on the list, we have Trans-Interiors. This is one that I have been talking about for weeks and weeks and weeks, and I've really been pushing it every single week, saying that in one of these days, this thing is finally going to catch that momentum and take off. And this week was definitely that week for them. We saw them go up about 75%, and I think that that number may continue to rise. So next up on the list, we do have HCMC. Now, you guys knew this one was coming. HCMC is a company I've been talking about day in and day out, every single day, basically, just saying I really believe this stock is going to go up. I made the price prediction of 0.005. We didn't miss that, but at the end of the week, we actually did touch it at one point, but it did come back down. But realizing a gain of over 120% is definitely not something to complain about at all. And last but not least on this list, one of the biggest gains that we have ever had in a single week is going to be on ECEZ. Now, this is one that I actually did talk about on my YouTube channel last Saturday as well. It was in the highest volume top penny stocks to buy now video. It was at 0.008 at the time that I made the call. It went up to 0.0044, representing a growth of about 388% over a single week. This is by far, I would say in a week, this is probably my biggest gain ever. And this was definitely a very, very exciting week to see that one go up such a significant amount in such a short amount of time. Now, we will go over a few losers. Now, of course, like I said, it's very important. I think YouTubers need to be transparent. Don't lie. Don't come on here and saying you just had winners, you had a perfect week. No, you never really have a flawless week. You may have one every now and then, but you're going to have your losers. And so here we are. I'm going to talk about a few of my losers, and it honestly does excite me a bit to see that, look, I can be honest on this channel. I don't have to sit here and pretend that this is it, because I could have just showed the winners. But no, let's talk about the losers, and let's see what all happened. So the first one is going to be time. Now, this was a very speculative play for me. This is one that I wasn't 100% sure on, and I even said that in the thing. I was like, I think that the products that they have going through clinicals right now could be a good catalyst, but I'm not 100% sure if it's going to go up. I started a very small position, had a pretty tight stop loss. It didn't work out for me, and we took a loss on that one of about 5%. Next but not least, we did have DSGT. Now, this is one that I was in and out of, over the last couple months, but then I did restart my position into them as I did have a lot more regained confidence in the company over the last week or so. And overall, we are currently sitting at a loss of about 9% since that call, but I do believe that this company still has loads of potential going into the future, so I'm not very worried about that one at all. And the biggest loser that we did have this week was going to be Virtual Armor. I actually did make a video about them. That was one of the very first times I ever made a video, and the stock didn't perform as I expected it to over the last couple of weeks, because I only make videos on stocks that I really think are going to do well. So it is cool to kind of see, like, it's pretty much my very first loss on this YouTube channel. At the time, it was at about 0.30. It went down to about 0.26, or about 4 cents, which represented a loss of 15%. Now, one thing that I do say in my Patreon is that, yes, we do have our losers and we have our moments where we lose, but at the end of the day, we have to just compare them, right? So if you take this loss, you take about a loss about 5%, 9%, 15% on these three, but then you take gains of 380, 120, 75, 12, 6, 6, 5, 1. Like, you take gains like these, it's okay. The ratio is still okay. And as long as my Patreon, as long as me and my team are putting out numbers like these where the ratio of wins to losses is still very, very high, then we're not concerned about the losses at all. They're learning lessons. We always learn something from them, and the fact that we are able to continue and do this is absolutely phenomenal. So I hope you guys did enjoy this little recap of today's video. I know I usually don't do this too often where I actually talk about the numbers within my trades, but I felt like it'd be important to just show you all that we are actually making plays, we are actually doing the things that I am saying, and that we have built just a fantastic community over on the Discord. Again, if that is something you'd be interested in, let me know. You can let me know in the comment section below, or you can go down to the link in the description and you can sign up for the Patreon through that link. With that being said, I do post on this channel 2 to 3 times every single day, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.